Yes, I know that we're all going through a very busy time. So let's go ahead and move the shoulders a little bit. Move the head. And then when you're ready, lift the heart, take the shoulders back and down. Soften the face. And simply watch the breath. Notice if you're leaning in a specific direction. I'm feeling myself going forward. So see if you're going forward, maybe you can lean back a little bit, let the trunk become more upright. Or notice if you're leaning over to one side or rounding anywhere. And then just give yourself a little bit of a lift. Soften the head and scalp. Relax into the temples and soften the neck. Relax the muscles at the base of the neck, down into the shoulders. Relax the upper back and the middle back, the low back, the chest, area around the rib cage, the belly. So before we, travel downward into the legs, notice if you have a different experience between the legs and the upper body, since we mentally started to relax the upper body. And then go ahead and start to work. Let's work one leg at a time. So let's begin with the right leg. So relaxing in the hip, the thigh, the knee, the calf and shin, and then the foot. And relax through the left hip, thigh, knee, calf, shin, and the foot. And again, coming back and simply watching the breath. As you're watching the breath does change. As you watch the body does change. So it's the awareness that's creating that softening effect. It isn't an effort that you're putting in, it's the awareness. So our goal is to experience that awareness as deeply as we possibly can and as fully and often as we possibly can. So start to deepen the breath, breathing in and allowing the belly to expand, rib cage and then the chest. And then releasing from the chest, the rib cage and the belly. Maybe you create sound and find that victorious breath, Ujjayi Pranayama. And actually, before we move into our invocation for our practice, we're going to create a little bit of movement and kind of find some vibrancy with the breath and motion. So in the next inhalation, we'll lift the arms all the way up. Let your exhale fall out, and then breathing in. On the next exhale, breathe out through the mouth and let the arms come down. Then inhale, take the arms up. This time a double breath through the mouth as you release the arms down. Let's do that a few times. Inhaling One more time. Okay, and then just allow the breath to naturally grow. Maybe you feel a little bit more heat in the body just from that simple motion, simple breath. And then let's come into Shiva mantra, palms together. Om. I bow to the presence of the divine within, our true and highest teacher that lives in and around us as being, consciousness, and bliss. It is ever present and radiates peace, lighting the way to transformation. So today is the winter solstice. We will keep that last phrase in mind, and that divine presence within us is lighting the way to transformation. It is that inner self that is the key. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, let's shift forward onto hands and knees and start to move through cat-cow. Synchronizing the breath with the motion of the body. And then see if you can explore the movement and kind of move into another space. Experience a different part of the body. It could be anything that simply works, that simply flows for you. Got some blankets just in case for knees or after in Shavasana. All right, a little bit more exploration and then we'll start moving in specific postures together. All right, so when you're ready, finding neutral table, fingers spread wide, make sure you have weight into the knuckles too. We're going to inhale and lift the right leg upwards. And then on the exhale, actually let's settle for a moment. So we're going to rotate that right thigh inwardly, make sure that the leg is just as high as the hip. Okay. And then we'll take this leg out to the right. So there's going to be a little bit of a rotation in the hip as we take it straight out, but we're going to keep it hovering, and then we're going to take it back. Then from here, let's take the knee to the nose. And inhale, lift the leg up. Exhale, take it out to the right. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, knee to nose. And lifting, and then continuing like this a few more times with the breath. I'm not going to count how many we're taking, we're just going to feel it, and then we're really waking up the core, the obliques, starting to feel that left glute, building heat in the body. We'll take a few more. And then once the leg is behind, we're going to rest for a moment in child's posture. So bring the leg down and then let yourself sit back on the heels and relax in. And notice the imbalance. Pay attention to the differences. Three deep breaths. And we'll inhale. We're going to rise to table, or you can come to seated on the heels for a moment just to move the wrists and the hands. You know, we were just on them for a little bit. We're waking them up. So give them a little rotation, maybe a little bit of a shake. And then when you're ready, we'll come back to table and pick up the left leg behind, rotating the thigh inwardly. First time around, we're holding for a few breaths. And then we're going to start to move with the breath again. So we take a nice inhalation, and on the exhalation, hover the leg out to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, knee to nose. Continue at your pace. Nice forceful but paced out breath. A few more. Maybe after this final one, we'll rest in child's posture. Three deep breaths. And we'll rise back up to table. Come into downward facing dog. Roll over the toes. And find a little motion, some exploration. Let's actually start to shift the weight back and forth between the legs. So we're going to pick up the right foot and kind of hover the right toes behind the left heel. So even if you have to keep the left knee bent and the heel kind of upwards or lifted, just feel it out. Then we'll plant the right foot and switch. Just hover the left toes behind the right heel. So we're just going to explore walking this way. So take left foot down, right toes hovering behind. And as you're doing this, you're swaying into the hips. So you can feel one side of the body stretching a little bit as you remove the foot from its typical spot. And we're just walking back and forth a few more times. So if you're really stretching there, you can feel this all the way up to the right arm, to that part of the side body, where the arm kind of connects to the mid-back. Once you finish with the left foot hovering behind the right, we'll look forward, and then we're going to take the feet and walk them or step them forward to a forward fold. Again, we were on the hands for a little bit, so give yourself a moment maybe to give them some motion. And let's bring the big toes together, the heels apart, a soft bend in the knees as you start to unroll the spine. Let the arms just dangle. Let's take our time. So right now, we were talking about having so many outer things in our lives to focus on, and trying to find that balance or trying to come inward a little bit. Part of that process is allowing time to pass slowly. So being okay with taking time to roll upward. So let's do that again, but we're going to reverse. We're going to roll downward, bring the chin down, and very slowly, without any hurry at all, being okay that this takes longer than it could. And then once you found the fold, start to unroll back up. Take your time. Make sure the arms and the head are not rising until the shoulders have come up. Once we've risen, we will tilt the head to the right and then start to bend over to the right and just let the right arm be loose. So really pay attention to the right shoulder and put a little bit more effort in relaxing the effort, letting that right arm dangle. You have no control of it. You're feeling a stretch from the left shoulder up to the left ear. And then we'll reverse out of this, so starting to come up from the lower part of the back. The head comes up last. Tilt the head to the left, and then start to tilt the rest of the spine. The left arm will dangle. You'll feel a stretch from the right shoulder to the right ear. See if you can mentally release or loosen up your grip on the left shoulder joint. Reverse out of this. Head rises last. Tilt one more time to the right. Take a deep breath in and out through the mouth. And then finding your way back into the middle, tilting over to the left. Deep breath in and out through the mouth. Tilting or untilting back up into the center. And then we'll rotate the shoulders around. Maybe give the head a little bit of a shake. Keep the heels apart, the big toes touching. All right. How about a little bit of swinging in the arms? We're just going to keep the legs as they are. And just let the arms free up. And then once you have the arms risen, keep them lifted and start to find a little bit of a back bend. So kind of allowing a sense of explosive energy. So let's do that again. Neutral spine, let the arms come down, swing them up, and then find that activity in the body. And again, relaxing and then engaging. And relaxing and engaging. And this time we're going to turn this into a forward fold. So go all the way down. 3 deep breaths. Bend the knees if you need to. All right, so from here, another breath. We will be bringing the hands down, taking the feet back into a downward facing dog for a moment. So toes come back, hips come back. And then we're going to bring the weight back forward into the hands and lower the knees just about an inch above the ground. So we are not bringing the knees all the way down, we're hovering them. Take 2 more deep breaths. And lift the hips back up. Step the feet forward, big toes together, heels apart. Come up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Come all the way up to standing. See how you want to get here, either unrolling or rising with a straight back. And then we're going to come into that back bend. Swing the arms down. Find that activity like we did before with that back bend. Exhale, fold. 3 breaths. See if you can put a little bit more weight into the big toes. So if you have tightness in the back of the legs, you're going to try to shift the weight into the smaller part of the toes, or smaller toes, so the outsides of the feet. Let's keep the weight on the inside as well. Bring the hands down, step back into downward facing dog. And then on the exhale, we'll bring the knees forward again and hover the knees above the mat. If this is too much on the hands, on the wrists, come to the knuckles, and that will straighten up the wrist, and you don't have to feel that deep bend anymore. So, but this is happening in the core, a little bit in the arms. If you need a little bit more challenge, lift a foot. So you only have 1 foot and 2 hands down. And then change into the other foot. Come back into downward facing dog, and then we'll step the feet forward into forward fold. Big toes touching, heels apart. Come up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, release. Rise all the way up, come into that back bend as we did before. And then exhale, swing the arms. Inhale, back up. Exhale, fold over the legs. 3 breaths. We're going to go one more time. Hands down, step the feet back, downward facing dog. And then bring the knees forward and hover them close to the mat. And pick the hips back up into downward facing dog. Float the feet forward, big toes together, heels apart. Come up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, release, rise all the way back up into that back bend. Neutral spine, swing the arms, back bending again. And this time we'll neutralize the spine, keep the arms lifted and bend the knees right into fierce posture or Utkatasana. Chair posture is another way to say. We're going to bring the hands together and then take left elbow outside of the right thigh. Push into that leg as you turn to the right and look past the right elbow. Another deep breath. Before we take the other side, we'll come back into the middle and straighten the legs. You can find a little back bend again. And then we'll bend the knees and draw the right elbow outside of the left thigh. Push in so that you feel this around the shoulder blade and underneath it. And we'll inhale back into the center. Again, straighten the legs and the arms, come into that back bend. And we'll come to neutral spine, bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Deep breath. Let's take about 2 or 3 deep breaths. Some of that was a little bit more intense than we normally do all at once. So just allowing ourselves to feel that. All right, so from here, let's take, we'll take a step forward if you're towards the center of the mat. We're going to be finding a lunge. So let's take the left foot and step it to the back of the mat. And we can bring the heel down and find Warrior A. Virabhadrasana. Taking the arms up. Draw the chin in slightly. If you feel very comfortable here, maybe close the eyes. Focus on balancing without having to look outwardly. And then we're going to switch over to Warrior B. Open the arms. Turn left toes to face the left side of the mat. Look past the right fingertips. We'll flip the palms down. Feel the strength in the legs. And then we'll straighten the right leg. Take the left hand down, the left leg, right arm up. How about we take big circles with this arm actually? So we're just going to let that motion continue. And we'll take it upwards and back. I think we'll take 3 in each direction. So once you've taken this third one, then we'll rotate the other way. And then bring the arms outwards so we can go into extended triangle posture. So make sure you have a good solid stance, and then when you're ready, reach out with the right arm, lower it down to the right leg. Inhale, lift the left arm up towards the sky. Look up past the left thumb. So we can stay here, or we might add a little bit of a challenge today by taking that left arm up and overhead. So we're reaching in the same direction as the crown of the head.
And if you want a little bit more, take your weight off of the right hand and also extend that right arm outward. Bring the hand down if it was lifted, and bring both hands down to the around the right foot as you pick up the back heel. Bring the left knee down and heel toe the right foot to the edge of the mat. Left knee is far back. We'll pause here for a little bit. So either hands down or at some point forearms might be able to come down. Is temperature okay, or is it getting too warm in here?
It's a little warm.
Because if we shut that off, we have a lot of heat coming up from the vent, and then we can always turn it on if it gets cold again. Yeah. Is that okay? So just either of you, if you're ready to get it on, just tell Brianna, Marilyn, she'll just reach right over. All right, let's take a few deep breaths. I think about 3 more breaths or so. So if you feel like there's more space to move into, explore there. And then when you're ready, we'll start to find our way out, but we're going to come into a squat. So all we have to do is pick up the back knee and bring the left foot forward, and then lower the hips, lifting the trunk as best as you can. The hips don't have to go all the way down, but do your best to keep the heels down. Let's just take 5 deep breaths. Maybe you can sense a little bit of an imbalance between the right side and the left side. The arms and the legs would be imbalanced. Noting differences in the back. And then we'll lower the hands, pick up the hips, bring the feet so that they're closer together, big toes together, heels apart. You can come up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, release, and then rise up. However you rise, find your back bend once you've come up. And then we'll bring the palms together into a neutral spine. All right. Let's take the right leg back into Warrior A. Left knees lunging, reach the arms upwards, palms facing each other. Chin slightly in. We'll come into Warrior B. Strong, supportive stance, looking past the left fingertips. Eyes are soft, facial expression is soft. And then we'll straighten the left leg. Right hand comes down to the right leg. We lift the left arm, but then we start to circle it out to the right. And then we take 3 nice big slow circles. Let the head move with the arm. Once you've taken the 3, you'll reverse. And after those 3, we get ready for extended triangle posture, arms open. Make sure you have the right stance for your feet. And then when you're ready, reach out with the left arm, lower it down to the left leg. Right arm goes up, looking up past the right thumb. So first, we're just allowing ourselves to experience our more standard variation. And then we might take that right arm up and overhead, reaching the same direction as the crown. You'll stretch out and you'll feel this through the arm, the armpit, the muscles surrounding the shoulder blade. And then if you'd like to go a little further, take the weight off the left hand first. Make sure you engage the core, and then take that left arm forward as well. Okay, we'll bring the left hand back down, and then we'll start to just bring both hands around that left foot. Then we'll scooch the left foot out to the left so we can have hands to the inside. Bring the right knee down. Make sure that right knee is far back. And then just start to let yourself explore and sink into this. Maybe 3 more breaths. Okay, so we'll start to come out of this. We will return to that squat. So when you're ready, step the right foot to the outer edge of the mat, sink in. And pay attention to the body, maybe just kind of scanning around in the hips and the back. And just seeing how things are now, maybe a little bit more balanced than before. Two more breaths. And we'll bring the hands down. Pick the hips up, heel toe the feet closer together, big toes touching, heels apart like we did before. Okay, come up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, fold, rise all the way up into that back bend like we did before. Hold for 2 breaths. neutral spine. Bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Like we did before, bend the knees and take that right elbow outside of the left thigh. Push in, turn to the right. Yeah, left elbow outside of right thigh, but that's okay. As long as you do the other side too. It's cuter this way, you're facing each other. Couple breaths. All right, keep the knees bent this time. Come into the middle and then exhale. Right elbow outside of the left thigh. Press in and turn. Or whichever elbow outside of the opposite thigh. One more breath. And we're going to come to center, straighten the legs, come back into that back bend. One more breath. And then neutral spine, draw the thumbs to the heart center. Okay, let's find a balancing posture. Lost track of time here. So balancing posture. Let's do single-legged chair posture today. So if you need a wall, there's walls or furniture, whatever works if you're at home. And we'll start by having the feet hips distance apart. We can keep the hands together for now. So before we just go into one side, it's important that we experience the balance between the two sides. And just with the mind's eye scanning that symmetry between the two sides of the body, the left and the right, but also in a way the upper and the lower. Then we're going to shift over to the left leg and bend the left knee. And bend the right knee too. Then take the right ankle on top of the left thigh and press the right knee down. Spread the toes on the left foot and the right foot actually, and sink into the left knee. So you might go a little deeper. And remember, you can always have a hand on a wall or anything like that to help out. And we're just going to see how much lower we can sink in. So we'll only take 3 breaths. If we know the limitation there, it's easier sometimes to try it out. And then we'll come out of this side. That's nice and short. Roll the ankles, toes, whatever you need to do. And then when you're ready, feel, again, the left and the right foot relaxed, spreading on the mat. And we can bend the knees, shift the weight over to the right foot, really connect the mind to that right foot, and then take the left ankle on top of the right thigh and flex that left foot. Spread the toes on both feet. Sink into that right knee. Almost there. And we'll come out of this side and shake the legs out, roll the ankles. And we'll release. Before we come to seated, let's separate the feet wide. Take a nice big wide stance. You could face whichever wall feels right. Take the arms outwards, and then bring the hands behind, interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulders back, open the chest. And exhale, fold over the legs. Allowing an exhale or two to release out through the mouth, giving a cue to the body that it is okay to let go. We're going to release the hands down and just let the arms hang loose. And come up halfway, lengthen, and then just walk the hands closer to the right foot, but we're going to keep the feet exactly as they're planted. So we can stretch a little bit in the right leg as the trunk nears the right thigh. So if you're stretching that left arm out, you're also going to feel that stretch through the left side body and the same kind of areas that we've been focusing around the shoulder blade. Let's walk the hands over to the left leg or foot. Come back to center. And then walk the hands back so that they line up with the feet. Let the head go. Looking right through the legs. See if you can heel toe the feet a little further apart from each other. At some point, let the toes draw inward, the heels draw outwards. Feeling the ankle stretching. And we'll come up halfway. Walk over to the front of the mat. Come back into table. Move through cat-cow. And then we'll come to a neutral table and find a standing position on the knees. We'll just start with hands to hips for a moment. All right, so if you can take hand to heel, you might have to roll over the toes. We're just going to take right hand to right heel. However, that is not necessary. You can totally keep right hand to right hip for this. Or you could keep top of the foot down if you have that range of motion, hand to heel, that way. But then either way, we're going to take the left arm and reach it up and back. So we're going into a back bend, either hand to hip or hand to heel. And take about 3 deep breaths. If you have hand to heel, make sure you brace the core before you come back up. We'll start with hands to hips again, and then we'll go to the other side. So right arm lifts up and back, left hand either stays to hip or you take it to heel. Remember to brace the core if you have hand lowered, and then we'll rise back up. And we're just going to switch over to seated. So you can cross the ankles, find a seat. Take the left leg forward, right foot to the inside of the thigh. Once we're there, take the arms, reach them up. And then exhale, fold over the left leg without rounding the back. Bring the hands to that left leg. I think we're going to allow ourselves to just kind of be here for a little bit. So if you find it to be challenging and you're like, I want to get lower, then just focus on lifting on the inhale and exhaling, drawing, bending the elbows, taking the heart forward towards the left foot. You'll find that progress is much more available if you take these breaths in this motion, but eventually allowing yourself to settle into it. About 3 more deep breaths, so it would have been, it's going to be about a 2-minute hold. Then we're going to allow ourselves to collapse in. So just let the hands go, let the head go. If the back rounds, that's totally fine. We're doing it on purpose. As we're getting closer to the conclusion of our practice, let's go back to the final words of the invocation of the mantra that we practice every week. Lighting the way to transformation. So allowing yourself to feel that inner self, that is being, consciousness, and bliss. We experience all 3 of those elements, those qualities, on a regular basis, but on a kind of like on a spectrum, on a different varying level, each one. And so they have different expressions. So when we're laughing and we feel a little joyful or happy, we're feeling an aspect of bliss, for example. And so the more and more aware we can become of them, the more enlightened we essentially are, more awareness we are operating with. And all of that is lighting the way to transformation. So let's take a couple more deep breaths. I'm going to start to come out of this intentionally. And then we'll switch legs, but before we bend the left knee, let's compare, bring the hands down,
Might heel toe the feet or flex and point the feet, and just experience slight differences between the two. And then we'll focus on working with the right leg. So left foot to the inside of the right leg. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge. And again, maybe if you want to kind of give yourself a head start here, you inhale and lift, and exhale, take the heart forward to the foot. And do that a few times until you settle in. A couple deep breaths. And then we're going to allow ourselves to relax into this. Let go. Focusing on the specific areas of the mantra. That inner being lighting the way to transformation. And we'll start to slowly come out of this. Once you've risen, cross the ankles, we'll work on the neck. And then a couple more things before we rest. So fold the hands into each other. You can move the shoulders around at some point and then start to shift the head left and right. Once the head is centered, up and down. Once the head is centered, right ear up. Left ear up. Head to center, tilting left, right for a moment. Then once it's back in the middle, cross wrists, fingers to the base of the neck. Press in above the clavicle, lift the chin. Head to center. Cross the right arm across the chest. Pull it in with the left arm. A couple deep breaths. And we'll just switch arms. We're going to take the left arm up overhead and bend it, right fingers to the left elbow, stretching the tricep. Or if you can get the bind behind the back, fingers to fingers. Just a couple deep breaths. Switching arms. Whew. Release, twist over to the right. And over to the left. And back into the center, and then come all the way down to lying on the back. We've got just a couple things for the back. So once you're on the back, we'll first start with a bridge posture. So plant the heels down, walk the heels in towards the bottom. So the heels, would be able to touch the bottom potentially. And they're totally lined up. Walk the shoulders back towards each other, lift the hips up, and then begin to go as high as you can. Keep the chin slightly up so you have space between the neck and the mat. Fingers might interlace and press the arms down. You could also hold the ankles. You could also push into the elbows with the forearms lifted. Draw the knees towards each other for another moment. And exhale, release, lower down. Bring the right ankle on top of the left thigh and pull the left leg in for reclining pigeon. Right foot is flexed. You might move the feet around first, but then eventually keep the right foot flexed, and you can relax the left foot. And then we'll switch legs.
We're just about ready to rest. So you can take a couple more breaths here as you draw the leg in closer. And then whenever you're ready, you can release out of this and start with simple spinal twists. So you can bring the knees in, arms out, and then roll the knees over to the right. And switching sides when you're ready. And when you're ready, bring the legs back to center, give them a nice squeeze. And then release the legs. Let's set up for Shavasana, taking feet to the corners of the mat, toes turned out. And do you need the heater on, or are you okay temperature?
I'm just gonna grab a blanket.
Okay. Allowing the arms to relax with the palms flipped up towards the sky. Allow the feet to relax with the toes pointing away from each other outward. And taking a nice deep breath in through the nose and releasing the body as you breathe out. Another deep breath in through the nose. And releasing the emotions as you breathe out. And again, another deep breath in through the nose. And releasing the thoughts as you breathe out. Letting the body naturally breathe as your awareness shifts away from these more dense parts of you, away from the physical body, away from the emotions, away from the thoughts of the mind. And allow yourself to visualize that inner light. That inner light that lights the way to transformation. It takes you from these outer places that we are not operating fully in, and it allows you to transform so that you are more and more aware of the inner existence even in the outer world. So let yourself feel and experience that inner light, lighting the way to that transformation. Glowing, sparkling, shining,
whatever it looks like to you within. Feel your being relax in that light. See yourself transforming into the light itself. Feeling yourself become that light. That light spreads through your being. This external experience of the body. The emotions. The thoughts. Feeling that light spread throughout every part of your existence.
yourself to come back by noticing the breath again. Feeling the breath having maybe even like a newer quality to it as you reinvigorated it with that inner self, that inner being. And bringing your awareness to the hands and to the feet. Letting them be a part of and take part of your transformation as you move forward. Starting to deepen the breath. Beginning to bring more movement now, once again, to the hands and the feet. At some point, once you've moved fingers, toes, maybe moving the arms back and stretching the toes forward. And then bringing knees in, arms wrapped around them. When you're ready, you can roll to the side, or you can rock right up, eventually meeting and seated. So we'll close with our peace chant. So if we really focus on the meaning, we can see that we are actually asking and wishing for and putting our thought energy towards the transformation of all beings. So we'll begin with, may all beings be established in the true self. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be fulfilled. May all beings be blessed. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. We're going to chant Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. 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 Loka Samasta Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I honor the light in you that is the same light in me. Namaste.